Hello my lovely angels, this is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi! So continuing with my back-to-back videos, which is why I'm wearing the same clothes. So please don't mind, but I changed my lipstick just so that you guys don't get bored of my face. Today I am reviewing a collection from Ministry of Oud, which is a part of Paris Corner Perfumes. And we have 5 of them, which is awesome because I like to review 5 perfumes at a time. That's the whole thingy. And I'm super excited for this one, especially because the bottles and the packaging and everything, along with the perfumes, kind of gave it away, didn't I? Okay, so basically all the perfumes are amazing. But there are special ones from these, which are like my favorite. And I will tell you about it. Sorry, dusty. I'll tell you about them one by one. I'm going to start with like the least overpowering one to the most, because also for my nose it will be better and for you guys also to understand, from the least projecting and concentrated one to the most. So the first one, okay, by the way, so this is the Ministry of Oud collection, the new one. That's the packaging. So this is like giving like Parisian vibe. It's called Romance Reverie. It's like, you know, cutesy. It has a sleeve, and then you have like a box that opens like this, and then it has like this charm, and all of them have different charms, and they all have like different cities or eras, more like it. This one is Paris. I know like some people might find it a little gimmicky or whatever, but because it's not like the entire bottle is like weird, I like it. This is a fruity floral which smells like Xerjoff's L Anniversary version, not the L Anniversary. All of them retail for $35 on their website for a 100 ml bottle. If you like candied fruity floral perfume, this one is it. Top notes: red fruits, lychee, green apple, blackberry, blackcurrant and mandarin orange. Middle notes of peony, jasmine, licorice and violet. And the base notes of musk, vanilla, cashmere, woody notes, amber and patchouli. So you're going to be like, oh my gosh, it's all over the place, but it's not. It's like literally a soft, romantic, daydreamy kind of perfume. It does have that candy thing going on, which is why I say like the bottle is very appropriate. The color is, this is the color perception for it, you know. The opening literally opens with like lychee, let me correct myself. Because in my country we call it lychee, yeah, and the spelling is also L-I-T-C-H-I, so lychee. But L-Y-C-H-E-E, I did a little bit of research on this because it was like confusing my brain. So lychee, when they say over here, it's lychee. They've written lychee, you know. Anyhow, again back to the review. It opens with a sparkling lychee juice along with that green apple. But it has, from the opening itself, a candy note and like a mix of red fruits. If you're watching my channel for a long time, you could relate, but I read somewhere that I need to explain it in every video because some people might watch my video for the first time. If you take those hard candies and you dissolve it in water and drink that water, you know how it would smell like? Diluted. That's what I mean when I say a diluted perfume. This smells like a diluted version of a candy dissolved in water. And the candy would be red fruits, lychee, green apple. In the middle, the notes written over here are peony, jasmine, licorice and violet. I do smell the peony, the violet. Not usually my favorite florals, but over here, again, it's just adding to that candy vibe. It's not actually being very floral. It's like a powdery candy, soft petals kind of note in the middle. And in the base, you have these very soft notes like cashmere, musk, almost like it smells a little velvety in the base. What's weird is in the opening, it smells very diluted. And then it starts getting like, instead of being a hard candy dissolved in water, now it smells like those chewy candies. It's a uncomplicated, delicate, fruity floral. It also reminds me of like old school girly girl perfumes, not in a bad way. It's not one of those trashy ones. But yeah, it does kind of like go towards a pink sugar and everything. Like it just reminds me of those perfumes. So when you read the notes, don't be confused with like it being too fruity or too floral. It's very mellow, it's very close to skin as well, but it'll just make you feel soft, feminine, innocent, romantic. Men will definitely like this on you because like Ali smelled this on me and he was like, it's nice. It's very nice fragrance, although he did tell me this is so not you. This is definitely traditionally very feminine. Spring, summer, daytime, No Middle Eastern vibe. Projection, it stays close to the skin, so I would say 1 to 2 feet. Longevity is like good. It is 7 to 8 hours. Surprisingly, it stays, but it stays very, very close to your skin. This is an intimate perfume. My rating for this, however, I will give it personally 7.5 out of 10 because I will wear this perfume, but it's not one of my absolute favorites. The celebrity but natural was Elle Fanning. Soft feminine elegance, youthfulness, and like a very, very delicate charm. The color perception, I don't know what you call this. Is it a dusty rose, blush rose color? I'll put it up on the screen. The temperature is very neutral and the presence for this is mild. So the next one is called Maestros Symphony. This one has the Sydney Opera on it, the charm. That's the bottle, that's the Sydney Opera. And this smells like a much, much fresher Oud Maracuja in my opinion. These are again inspired by, so they're not going to smell exactly like those perfumes here. So this one is a very, very fresh Oud Maracuja and a more wearable Oud Maracuja, let's just call it, because it's not overwhelming your senses. If you know Oud Maracuja, you know how it smells like. It's very, very strong, very powerful. Again, $35 for 100 ml. No doubt you have your, passion fruit, raspberry, oud, the whole jazz of Oud Maracuja in this. But it is so well done because the fruity vibe in this is so much higher than the oud. This one, however, is a very, very linear fragrance. So you do feel like you get this fruity oud right from the get-go. The opening is passion fruit, saffron, raspberry, and violet leaves. Heart notes of rose, geranium, and osmanthus. And the base notes of vanilla, leather, patchouli, and olibanum. While it is like more fruity, I don't know how to say this. It's definitely fresher and fruitier than the OG, but it's somehow more brooding and elegant. You must absolutely adore oud to like this perfume because this is a very, very oud heavy fragrance, yeah? And the oud in here is definitely a little bit barnyardy. But because it has so much of freshness from those fruits, and the oud and the fruits are 50-50, you don't feel the oud overwhelming the perfume. Like imagine, like the OG Oud Maracuja, the fruits in that, the passion fruit especially, it smells very neon, This is very muted. So the opening, unmistakably passion fruit raspberry, but again, like I said, very elevated, elegant. And then you have an unmistakable greenness of the violet leaves. Now the moment it reaches the middle notes, which comes, it's quite linear, so you smell all of them together. But even the linear perfume, as it dries down, it reaches its maturity within minutes. And in the middle, once you get the rose and osmanthus, this is where the perfume starts getting a little bit more serious. The perfume unfolds perfectly, like I said, within minutes once it reaches the base where all the notes that's supposed to be making the perfume what it is starts revealing themselves. You have your vanilla, leather, patchouli, and olibanum. They have not written oud, but there clearly is oud in this. In the base, the perfume gets super earthy and super animalic. So expect that oud and leather combination to dominate the perfume towards the base, but keeping the freshness from the fruits and the rose osmanthus combination. Sorry. See, this perfume got to my throat a little bit. It's a very grounded perfume, but this definitely leans a little masculine, just like its predecessor, which was the Oud Maracuja, or its muse, let's just call it that. Unisex, leaning very masculine. Middle Eastern vibe is quite high. You can only wear this during cooler weather. It definitely needs to be cold to appreciate this perfume, or you can go for indoor events and stuff where you want to impress people. Projection, 4 to 5 feet. Longevity, 8+ hours for sure. My rating for this, I would give it an 8 out of 10. I love the DNA, but I will sparingly wear this, The celebrity, I did choose a male figure and I chose Jeremy Irons. I know not everybody will find this perfume very attractive after I do the comparison, but think of him, how he would present himself, especially if he would be in a suit and everything, the kind of roles he does and everything, again, very upscale, and normally he comes in movies where he's rich for some odd reason, The color perception for this is a deep plum. Temperature is, I would say, neutral, because sometimes it smells cold, sometimes warm, and the presence is super bold, obnoxiously bold. I don't know why I put this as a second perfume. So are the other perfumes more projecting? Now the next one is one of my favorites from the lot. So remember I said there are a couple of them that are so this one is called Nile Whisper. So it has all this Egyptian stuff on it. And as expected, it has the pyramids on the top over here. Why isn't it focusing? Okay, yeah, there you go. This is one of my favorite ones. Why? Is because it's unique. Unique. You have not smelled something like this, okay? But let me tell you, see, these perfumes are all tickling my nose. They all, from going forward, they all pack a punch. As a matter of fact, from the second one onwards, it packed a punch. The second one, by the way, the color is very wrong. You know, it's not this color. You know, it's very deep, plummy, or some dark color. You know, this one is supposed to be inspired by the House of Oud, Date's Delight, I think it's called. Now, Date's Delight, while I don't appreciate that perfume too much, this one I do. They just recycled this DNA and made it into something that everyone will like. It's magical. Okay, let me tell you the details for this. This is a gourmand floral, but like a very Mesopotamian. It gives you that vibe. It gives you old world. It's literally transporting me to like the Mesopotamian era, where there were like these kings and pharaohs and everything, and they were building the pyramids, and the streets would smell like this. Why? Top notes: date, saffron, bergamot. So you have your dates, that sweetness from it. You have the freshness from bergamot, but it's not zesty. Definitely saffron, and it's cold. The saffron is like giving you that like cold hit, almost smelling a little aromatic in a weird way. Okay, and I'll tell you why I'm feeling the aromatic in this. In the heart, you have like very serious florals like magnolia. You have your patchouli in the middle itself, and you have cinnamon and caramel. Now this is where it starts getting thicker, but not caramelly or sticky. It's nowhere close to sticky dates. So please don't even think of going there. That's one DNA that I don't appreciate too much. I need to layer it with something to wear that, you know. I would never adulterate this perfume by layering it with something. And you know what's funny? In the middle, it starts reminding me of henna cones. The henna cones which have those artificial crap to make your color like be darker. Now I know a lot of y'all won't relate to that because the cones you get on Amazon, they don't have that smell. Those are very artificial fake ones, yeah. The actual henna smell with the eucalyptus, with I don't know what else they put inside, but like you have this concoction with the henna which burns your hand. You feel the burning sensation while it's drying, but that's the thing that makes the color like stand out. And of course people don't use that anymore. That was like a traditional cone. Nobody uses that anymore, at least in Dubai. So it gives me this sweet herbal henna like feeling in the middle note, but with that heavy magnolia note. It's almost velvety but powdery at the same time. It's nostalgic and oddly comforting. I can't explain how much I like this perfume. It's so strange. It's such a strange perfume. And it literally is like an olfactory time capsule. Let's think of that. Like it transports you to a different era altogether. Now the dates, not sticky. Caramel, not sticky. So it's sweetness and the smell of it, not actually the texture. And then that aromatic cold quality is the cinnamon mixed with the saffron. This is where it's getting interesting. Now the patchouli, again, it's a very dry, earthy patchouli, which is why maybe I'm feeling that henna vibe along with that cinnamon. But I don't know, there is 101% some aromatic. Either it's myrrh or a little tad bit of eucalyptus. There's something there which is hidden, yeah? In the base, the perfume gets quite incensey. You have benzoin, you have your hint of leather. It's literally like walking past a marketplace where there might be a leather shop somewhere far away, but you do, like the air carries that leather smell to you. And the woods over here are little mossy woods. It's strange. I literally cannot describe this perfume in a better way except for saying that it has the sweetness from dates and caramel. A strange concoction of like some sort of aromatic mixed with the coldness of saffron and cinnamon, and then you have your base with like hint of leather, lots of woods, like very dry patchouli, and also like some amount of oak moss. I also feel it is amber heavy, which is not listed over here. I don't want to use a wrong word over here because it might offend people. It's like it comes from a spiritual place, I feel. It's very mystical. It's very nice. 10 out of 10. This to me is a perfectly unisex fragrance. Again, for fall, winter. Middle Eastern vibe is quite high in this, or Mesopotamian vibe, whatever you might call it. It's definitely Middle Eastern, yeah. Projection is like 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is like 7 to 8 hours. 10 out of 10. And the celebrity, you guys are gonna hate me for this. Monica Bellucci, but think of her as Cleopatra. Not like anybody else. Just like imagine how Cleopatra's personality was back in the day. Can you imagine how intimidating she was? This is her. The color perception is gold. It's regal. It's very, very royal. Gold for sure. Temperature I would say is neutral, because again this leaves sometimes cold, sometimes you feel it's warm. It has different times where it smells different. It actually like oscillates between cold and warm, and the presence is bold. So this is one of my favorites for sure. Now the next one again is my favorite from the lot. This is called Gladiators Oath. That's the box. And this one has the arena. What was it called? The Pantheon? No, it was not called. What was that called? This arena where gladiators used to fight. I love it. I love the bottles. I love this little touch of how it makes you feel. And this is an inspirational twist on Goldfield & Bank's Silky Woods, which is one of my favorite perfumes ever. Yes, it leans a little old school and everything, but I love it. And I love this perfume. This is Oriental Spicy by the top notes, saffron, cardamom. Heart notes of lily of the valley, ylang ylang and jasmine. And the base notes of vanilla, caramel, amber and sandalwood. Oriental Spicy Vanilla, let's just call it. So again, a sweet perfume. You know how the Goldfield & Bank's Silky Wood smells like? It's very ambery, right? This is same, but it's like sandalwood amber in prominence. It's quite sweet, by the way, but it has these interesting spices and aromatics in it. It smells like a mix of, it's not going to make sense to a lot of people. It smells like a mix of Silky Woods with La Nuit Tresor. Can you imagine those two together? Yeah, it smells like that. It has that sweetness, that feminine, dark feminine or vixen kind of darkness to it. But it's feminine still, and it's very seductive. This perfume is like seduction. Anywho, let me tell you how it smells like, okay? It's a rich, cold, spiced vanilla perfume. And the texture, I would say, is like velvet. It's like a dark velvet, like a shadowy velvet. Opens very fresh and dries down, and it's like very linear. So just the opening is a little different, where you have the strong coldness of cardamom and saffron mix. And then you have like all those sweetness in the backdrop, you know? Now, all these florals that they've mentioned, I can't smell them. It comes off as a floral note, but not really ylang ylang or lily of the valley and jasmine. 3 notes that are very, very powerful. These florals are really, really dominating florals. But you kind of don't smell them like florals. It smells like a field, you know, of florals. And then you have your base notes, which are like actually what makes the perfume, which is the vanilla, caramel, amber and sandalwood. This is it. The floral touch is just enough to keep the perfume interesting and not become vintage boring perfume, you know. This perfume again is oscillating between cold and hot and like light and shadow. It's almost like candlelit palace with like drapes that are velvet, and then the shadows are moving in the candlelight when the candlelight flickers. And sometimes you feel warm, sometimes you feel cold in that place. You know, somehow I make everything sound very goth. For a goth girly who likes dark spiced vanilla, you're going to absolutely adore this fragrance. It's strangely intoxicating. Like when I sprayed this perfume, I could not stop smelling it, and I was like, what is in it? And then I realized, oh, it's smelling like Goldfield & Bank's Silky Woods, which is like one of my favorite perfumes. But this one has this cold thing about it, and it's very wearable, and it's not leaning vintage at all. So the amber will not make you smell like old lady. This is like a very modern twist on it. That's why I'm telling you it smells like Silky Woods with La Nuit Tresor. If you want to smell mysterious yet confident but very, very enigmatically seductive, this is a perfume. I feel I did not do justice to this perfume. I don't know why. But this to me is definitely fall winter, more fall. It's like the perfect fall fragrance for me. Unisex but leans feminine. No Middle Eastern vibe. The projection would be like 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is 8+ hours. 10 out of 10. Of course, this perfume is like intoxicating. Like I just feel like showering in this perfume. The celebrity Eva Green, like Penny, what's a Penny? Okay, I don't remember. Because like Pennywise, the only thing that's coming in my mind. You know which one I'm talking about, like how she was in that. That's her. That's very dark, mysterious, troubled, you know, like a little, that's what I'm saying, goth, you know. The color perception is a dark garnet. I have like a garnet necklace which I love, which was gifted by my sister. It's very precious to me, and the color of that is so appropriate, you know. The temperature is cool and the presence is moderate. It's not super bold. I don't know why I reviewed this one after the Oud Maracuja one, because that was definitely stronger than this one. The Oud Maracuja should have been the last one actually. Now, the last one is called Oud Beyond the Wall, and this one has the oriental thingy with the red, and this is Gris Chanel with a twist. Gris Chanel, you know me and Gris Chanel, right? Of course, it has the Great Wall of China. Somewhat, they tried their best to make it, and they gave it like a very oriental red color, but that's not my color choice. Again, $35 for 100 ml. This is an oriental aromatic perfume with top notes of cardamom, fig, apple and clary sage, middle notes of orris and sandalwood, and the base notes of musk, tonka bean and ambergris. Chef's kiss. It's the DNA of Gris Chanel, so of course I like it. Any version of Gris Chanel, I'm going to be obsessed with it. I like it so much. Now, you know that structure of Gris Chanel is already very complex, and it's already very elegant. This one is just adding a little bit of maturity and a more oriental. I know it's already oriental, Gris Chanel, but this one is just somehow more oriental. But it's definitely a bit more mature. And I feel also it's a little bit more complex. For anybody who likes flankers of Gris Chanel, this is a very good homage to the original DNA. And I will definitely be wearing this a lot. I really wish this color was sage green, because that's my color perception for this one. This smells very sage green like, yeah? Of course, it opens with your cardamom, fig and your clary sage. I don't really smell the apple in this, although it's mentioned over here. Maybe there's some amount of fruity freshness over there, but I do feel like it's a good combination of clary sage, fig and your cardamom. Maybe a little bit of bergamot as opposed to the apple, Then in the middle you have your orris and sandalwood, slightly powdery. I think that's where the sophistication and the maturity is coming, where it's like a little bit orris powdery, but the sandalwood, like the very creamy part of sandalwood, almost smelling like cashmere and sandalwood together. And in the base you have musk, tonka bean and ambergris. I see where the ambergris is coming from, because it has like this slight marine quality, but not overwhelmingly. Tonka bean is something like sometimes I feel I smell it and sometimes I feel I don't. Like initially when I smell it, I could smell it, but now I don't. It's so weird. But I can definitely smell the musk. I also smell a little bit of tea note, which is not listed over here, which is your original BDK Gris Chanel structure. In the opening, definitely the cardamom, the invisible bergamot and your fig are taking the center stage. But the greenness of the fig is kind of balancing that spicy sharpness of the cardamom, and it mellows down. It also almost smells like a dessert as opposed to fresh cardamom, The clary sage is very earthy, very aromatic, and it's a beautiful touch to the perfume. It just adds this layer of sophistication to it. But then you get the orris and the sandalwood, and that's where the elegance and a little bit of femininity comes into the picture. The ambergris, I feel it's not aquatic or marine. It's adding a little bit of airiness. So it's there like a touch, but it's there as a necessity. It just somehow adding that airiness, which also the original Gris Chanel, it has some kind of weird airiness to it. This one also does. It's smooth, but it's edgy. It's comforting, but it's intriguing. It's like the strange DNA of Gris Chanel, which is why I'm saying this is like a very nice homage to the OG. So if you're drawn to oriental aromatic woody fragrances with like a little bit of an gourmand touch, you're going to love Oud Beyond the Wall. This of course is unisex but leans masculine. Let's just say for some people they'll be like, oh no, it's masculine. To me it's a perfectly unisex fragrance. I love it because that orris and sandalwood are really calming it down, especially with the musk in the dry down. So I feel it's like very grounding, and it does add like a little bit of femininity to the perfume. I'm going to call it unisex. Be wary, some people might find it masculine. To me, this is again fall winter. No Middle Eastern vibe because this is very oriental. The projection is 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is 7 to 8 hours. 10 out of 10, of course. I love this DNA. So the last three, I think I separated them because those, no, okay, whatever. The celebrity I chose for this is a male though. I chose Dave Patel. He's originally Indian, but I think American Indian. Why? Effortlessly elegant, but he has this very quiet and intellectual charm. The color perception, sage green. Temperature, I would say, is neutral. Actually, the temperature is warm and the presence is moderate. So that was the entire new Ministry of Oud collection that I've been obsessing over. I like all of them so much. Maybe the one I am not so like inclined to was the Maestros Symphony, because the Oud Maracuja DNA, it's selective, yeah. And also the Romance Reverie, this is a day-to-day perfume for me. I will spray this on myself when I don't need to really think too much. I will wear this like for running errands or something, because even when I hang out with my friends, like for a lot of people this will be nice to hang out with the girls, you know, but for me, when I hang out with the girls, we try to impress each other with our perfumes. So it's not going to be appropriate, you know. So I just got done with the entire range and I feel very happy, because I was so excited to share this, because after a long time I found a collection in all that I loved. You know, it was like something exciting. The two which I'm like really impressed with is the Gladiators Oath and the Nile Whispers. These two are like a must try for you guys. And the next favorite one was of course Oud Beyond the Wall, which is my OG. Like I love this DNA the most. But yeah, these were my favorites. The other two, like, you know, yeah, it's nice, but like not so like 10 out of 10, you know. So that's all for today, guys. I'll see you in the next one.